Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala Rasulihil Kareem wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa nistanna bi sunnatihi ila yawmiddin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers. Last week we did the Battle of Hunayn. We started the Battle of the Hunayn, the incidents that follow in that battle. Inshallah ta'ala, today we'll do the part 2 of the Battle of the Hunayn, and inshallah we'll finish this event in the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And we'll try to get some also benefit and wisdom from this incident, inshallah ta'ala. So the place we finished that, that Rasulullah was in Makkah for 19 days, and after 19 days he had some information that, the tribes of Saqib and Hawazin, the Saqib and Hawazin, they mostly live in Taif area. So they are the people, they thought that, the Kaaba is under Quraysh anymore. Someone came over and took the Kaaba. So this is their chance that, they should, protect the Kaaba. They should, save the Kaaba from these new people, the people that coming from Medina. So they try to gather a few number of people and they try to fight against the Muslim. And the number of people was almost 20,000 in the enemy side. But at this time, the Muslim also was big in number, because as we know that almost 10,000 people came with Rasulullah, and also there's 2,000 new people in Makkah. So around 12,000 people. They were, had this plan to going to the war. And in this battle, as we know that, Rasulullah, they all started the battle, but, one of the Sahaba said, because their number is so big, the 12,000, they had in the feeling in their heart that, one of the Sahaba, he said that, today we are in big numbers, so nobody can, defeat us. As soon as Rasulullah heard that, he said to the Sahaba, no, never ever say like this, because, in the past there was a prophet, and he has a big number of army, and they had the pride inside them, the number can give them the win, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took the army in front of his eyes. So this kind of arrogance and pride beforehand, before the result, we should never ever do that. And then the enemy side, they had a plan that they have a trap basically, that they have few people in between a valley, so where Muslim will go and attack, and they will pretend that they have lost the battle. And when all the Muslim will come to collect the Ghanima, they have archers on over the valley, so they will attack Muslim. So that's what happened. And in the beginning, the Muslim were helter and skelter, like they were running away from the field, because most of them, as I said, there are few people, like almost 2,000, 3,000 people are new Muslims, and they don't know how to fight. They don't have the experience and everything, and also the attack was sudden, so they were trying to find out going back. But at that moment, Rasulullah stand up on his own mount, and he called for the people. He asked Al-Abbas, his uncle, oh Al-Abbas, call the people of Ansar, call the people of Bayatul Ridwan, all these people, they come back again, and they gathered around the Rasulullah, and they did counter attack. Inshallah, we'll start with the ayah of the Quran about this, two ayahs of the Quran about this battle of Hunayn, and this is from Surah At-Tawbah. And Allah says, and as we mentioned, that there's two battles in the Quran mentioned by name. One of this is Hunayn, and one of them is Al-Badr. In the Hunayn, Allah says here that Allah has already given you victory in many regions and many battles. Basically, it means that Allah is telling Rasulullah that I have given you victory in many battles before. As we all know, the battle of Badr, Uhud, Khandaq, all these Khaybar, all these battles, Allah is giving help and give victory to Rasulullah. On the day of Hunayn, so Allah is talking about the day of Hunayn, when your great number pleased you, meaning basically it means that the great number, the number that is big, the Sahaba who said about this, so you feel that you are happy, like you are satisfied that today a big number we can win, and then Allah is saying, but it did not avail you at all, meaning it didn't help you at all, and the earth was confining itself, meaning the earth was getting smaller for you in a literal sense, means they couldn't find where to go, basically that's what it means, and you were running, you ran away from the field. So Allah is talking about those Sahaba who ran away from the field. Then Allah saying that but then Allah sent down His tranquility on His messenger. So Allah is saying that then Allah, when everybody gathered, Rasulullah called the people and everything, then Allah sent the tranquility, the sakina in the people in Rasulullah and on the believer. And Allah said that I sent down soldier angels. So this is less like the Badr. Allah also sent angels in this battle. Allah is explicitly mentioning here that Allah have sent angels to help the believer in that battle also. And the angels whom you did not see. So the angels that you don't see, and punish those who disbelieved, and that is the recompense of the disbelievers. Now there are few narration from some Sahaba that when Allah say you didn't see the angels, meaning everybody didn't say the angels in the angelic form, they came in the human form. So some of the Sahaba has interpretation and has narration that, yes, they saw a group of people, they're coming from, like, there's a big number of people, they like came as an ant, like a group of black ant, and they scattered in the field. But later on, they couldn't see him where they are. So these are the angels basically. So one or two narrations, one or two Sahaba, they saw some people coming and helping them, just like it happened in the Badr. So Allah sent angels to help the Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in this battle too. And then we'll go through some other important. So after the battle, so when these angels came and the Rasulullah gathered together all the Sahaba, so the enemy side, they couldn't have any other plan. They didn't have any plan B, and that time they completely lost. And as you know that they start running for their life, and they ran away from the Hunayn. But Rasulullah ordered the Sahaba that you follow them. Why he said to follow them? Because they're big in number, 20,000. So if you just let them go from the battlefield, maybe they will go a bit far away and they will gather together and then come back again. So Rasulullah made sure that you keep going. So in this battle, actually, after the battle of the day of the Hunayn happened, like finished, there are a few groups of Sahaba was sent to different part of the area to just make sure that nobody gathered together again. And that's what happened. There is a small expedition, and Rasulullah ordered them. So they went there, and one or two Sahaba also being shaheed in those expeditions, because they went to fight suppose a group of 200 people, 300 people, some other people. So they went different places and fight with them. And after this, as we mentioned before, this battle, the enemy side, the Hunayn, the Saqib and Hawazin, they brought their women and children and animals and everything with them, just to show the confidence that so confident. Usually when people goes to the battle at that time, they keep their wife and children at home, because even if you are die, your children and wife are safe at home. But this battle, the enemy side, they had a young leader in their side. So he decided, no, I'm going to bring everything. Everybody will come with us. All our properties and everything, all our camels, sheep, goat, everything, our wives, our children, everybody will come. We just want to show them that we are big in number and we are confident that we will win. But now they lost. They left the field. So all these people, and it was said that almost 6,000 people became the prisoner of war for the Muslim. This is the biggest number of the prisoner of wars that went to the Muslim. And among them, one of the lady, she was caught by the Sahaba, and she said, "Don't you know I am the sister of your leader?" So the Sahaba was a bit shocked. Whose sister? What are you talking about? And her name was Saima. And Saima said, "Yes, I am the sister. I am the foster sister of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam." So they didn't believe her at the beginning, but they thought maybe there's some truth. So they brought Saima in front of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and Rasulullah is looking at Saima after 55 years. If you remember the Seerah at the beginning, when Rasulullah was with Halima, he was only 4 years old, 2 to 3, 4 years old. And that time, Halima has a daughter named Saima. So Saima was the foster sister of Rasulullah. But Rasulullah is looking at her after 55 years almost, or 56 years. And Rasulullah asking her, how do I believe that you are Saima? Because 55 years is not a joke, it's a long, long time. Then the Saima said, I still have the biting marks that you bite me at the back when you were little. And then Rasulullah smiled, that yes, then you are the Saima. And one of the narrations said that then Rasulullah told her that you can stay with us, stay with me, and inshallah ta'ala, we can provide whatever you need, or we can give you a gift and everything, and you can go back to your tribe. It's up to you. So Rasulullah didn't force her. She said, the narration said that she took the gift and she said, I will go back to the tribe. And one of the narration in Baihaqi, there's one other scholar, he wrote a book and he said in that one, but the hadith is not very authentic. He said that, the Saima, he brought Halima also. So at that time, Halima was probably 74, 75 years old, because she was very young when she took Rasulullah. So Halima also came to see Rasulullah after so long time years, and the narration said Rasulullah honored her and everything. Rasulullah put her own cloak, like the turban, to spread in the floor and tell her to sit, just to show the honor and everything, because she is her foster mother and everything. And Rasulullah give them a lot of gifts and everything. So that's the story of the Saima from the prisoner of war. And also, as I said, they bring a lot of their camels and goat and sheep and everything. So the Muslim got a lot of ganima. And it says, some of the narrations say that 24,000 camel they got. 24,000 camel at that time is $1 million. Because if you have one camel at that time, it's a big deal. And if if someone kills one, and the blood money is 100 camel, and 100 camel is a big thing. And here not 100, not 200, 24,000 camel Rasulullah got. Same amount of sheep, same amount of goat, and and a lot of other things. They got the ganima, and Rasulullah start. He thinks that this is all from Allah subhanahu wa taala. Then instead of giving everything to the Sahaba and the people who fight for the Muslim, he waited for a few days, because he wanted that the Hawazin and the people of Saqib, they should come back, because they will come back to get their wives and children. That's what the intention of Rasulullah. Muslim intention is not to grab the thing and enjoy the thing, we beat them. Rasulullah was waiting for them, that if they come back and accept Islam, I will give everything back to them. And that's what happened before. If you remember, in one of the Banu Mustalaq, the Rasulullah conquered them in a sudden attack, and they got everything. But when Rasulullah got married with the daughter of the leader of the tribe, and he gave everything back. So whatever they had, every single goat, every single sheep, they got, and they become, the only thing they changed, that they become Muslim. So here also, Rasulullah was waiting for them. They know, I will wait, I will not distribute the gifts or ganima right now, I will wait for the people to come. They will come and ask their wives, their children who are prisoners of the wars, their cattle and everything, and I will give it back. But Hawazin didn't come. They didn't come. So 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 7 days happened. They didn't come, and that time Rasulullah started giving these things to the people, to the new, especially to the new Muslim. And it mentioned in the Quran that Allah told them, what is it called? The people who are close to their heart to the Islam. Yeah. So this is one kind of people that they are new to Islam, and you can give them money to get into the Islam. It is not like bribing, because Islam is truth. So anyhow, if someone accepts Islam, day or today they will accept Islam. Nowadays it is very popular. Not popular means it is a common thing in our society. Sometimes we see that a non-Muslim lady got married to a Muslim guy or something. So a marriage happened between two different religions, Islam and non-Muslim. Okay, and then after the marriage or before the marriage, they accept Islam. And in most of the cases, you see that the people, the person who get Islam, before the marriage, they become more religious and everything, because they accept Islam, they try to know the Islam and everything, and their heart becomes more close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's what happened if you give them some gifts and everything. So Rasulullah give them huge amount of gift. For Abu Sufyan, he gave almost 100 camel to Abu Sufyan. So Safwan ibn Umayyah, Safwan is not even a Muslim at that time. He became Muslim in this event. He gave a valley of sheep, like 1,000 sheep to Safwan. And Safwan was amazed that only a prophet can do this. Nobody can give millions of dollars in charity like this. And he gave all these people, and the Muhajirun also got some of the share of it. Only people they didn't get anything, the Ansar. So when the gift was all given away and finished, the Ansar, Rasulullah intentionally didn't give anything to the Ansar. So the Ansar, some of the people of the Ansar, because they are people, they are human beings. We respect Ansar and everything, and they are the believers, but they are still human beings. So one of them said, when it comes to war, we come and we use our sword, but when it's time to ganima, we have never been called. So they had this feeling in their heart, Rasulullah giving everything to them. Why couldn't he give us something? And one of them says, actually, he said, may Allah forgive Rasulullah. So he did a bad thing. He said, may Allah forgive Rasulullah that he is not being kind and generous to us in giving the gifts. So the Sa'd ibn Ubadah, he was the leader of the Ansar. So he heard this marbaning among the Ansar. So he right away went to Rasulullah and he said, Ya Rasulullah, there is a situation. Some of them Ansar, they're talking like this. What should we do? You should address them. You should do something. So Rasulullah said, what is your state, O Sa'd? What do you feel? Are you with them or what? Then Sa'd said, Ya Rasulullah, I still have Iman and everything, but I am also from them. So the way he's so smart, he answered like this, I am also one of my people. So meaning that also he has some feelings like this, but he didn't lie to Rasulullah, because they're Sahaba, they cannot lie to Rasulullah. Immediately Rasulullah said, bring all the Ansar in this tent and make sure there is nobody in this tent except for Ansar. So all the Ansar came and they had a meeting, Rasulullah, and we had this in Makkah also, but that time it was not for the ganima or gift. That was just for the Rasulullah showing love to his own relatives. But this time, Rasulullah gave them a powerful speech, a powerful khutbah to Ansar, and he praised the Ansar. He said, because of Ansar, if it is not for Hijrah, I would have been Ansar. He said, if all the people of the world goes one way and Ansar go the other way, I will follow Ansar. And he said at the end, that, don't you think that, people going back from this war with the sheep and camel and everything, and you will go from here with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What Rasul said, that when you go back home to Medina from Hunayn, from the battle of the Hunayn, people will go with sheep and lamb and camel, whatever, doesn't matter how many. But you will go with Rasulullah sallallahu with you. Because Rasulullah didn't stay in Makkah. Makkah is his homeland. Now Makkah is established, Islam is established in Makkah. But did he live in Makkah? No. He left Makkah because he had the promise, the Bayatul Aqaba. If you remember, when Islam made the promise that he's going to Makkah, Medina from Makkah. So he kept his promise and he said, I will be with you with Ansar, and that's where in Medina Rasulullah passed away. So the Ansar, when he gave this khutbah, Ansar became very emotional. They start crying. They say, Ya Rasulullah, please forgive us because we are human beings. We said it, out of these things, but we ask forgiveness from Allah and from you, and Rasulullah forgive them and praise them and everything. The next event that after the Battle of Hunayn happened, so Rasulullah said now we should go to Taif and siege Taif. So meaning the Taif is another area which is close by, and Taif is still not Islam. So Rasulullah gathered the people of Sahaba and they sieged the Taif, meaning they had boundaries, the waiting for the Taif people to accept Islam, but that didn't become successful at this time. So they stayed there for a few days, like probably 2 weeks almost. But the people of the Taif, as I mentioned, Taif is a place, even if you go now, it is not like Makkah or other place. It has the fruits and vegetation and all these things. So people are there, they have a lot of food stock in their hand, lot of water supply and everything. So they didn't surrender so quickly, and and obviously Allah didn't wish that they submit to Islam at that time. So Rasulullah waited there for 2 weeks, but he left Taif and he said, leave them like this, inshallah Allah will guide them. He made dua for the people of the Taif and Saqif, and he came back from there. Now, as I said, delaying the distribution of the Ghanima, so I said the Saqif and the Hawazin, they didn't come back to get their own wives and children and the wealth. But after a long time, maybe almost like a month later, when all the gifts and all the Ghanima was distributed, then they came back. And then they say, Ya Rasulullah, now we accept Islam, but we want our things back. We want our family back, we want our wealth back. Rasulullah says, it's too late now. I already I waited for you. You made a lot of delay. Then they start crying to Rasulullah. They say, okay, tomorrow after Zohar, I will stand up in the khutbah and I will say, whatever I have, whatever in my position, I am the leader of my tribe, I am the leader of Banu Hashim. So I will give everything back from my tribe. And I will request other people to give their things back to you. And if they are generous, they will give it to you. But I cannot force them because this is the rule of Ghanima. So after the Dhuhr prayer, Rasulullah give his part, like whatever his tribe got, Banu Hashim, everybody give everything back to the Hawazin, their family and their children and their wives and everything. And most of the people, they give it back because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only the new group of Muslim, they said, no, we're not going to give you back. This is our first war and we got so much of wealth. Why are you going to give it back? And they said, okay, we can give back your children and wives, but for money. Then Rasulullah said, okay, I will pay you money. As soon as you get the next Ghanima in the next war or something, I will provide you the money, but please give their family back to them. So their wives and children went back to the Hawazin and Saqif. And after this, the last thing for today, the incident in the distribution of the wealth, a lot of Bedouin comes and they ask also from 1 camel or 2 camel. Rasulullah give them. One of the men, is the famous hadith, you probably heard of this hadith. One of the men came and he said to Rasulullah, Ya Muhammad. He didn't even say Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He said, Ya Muhammad, Ya'dil, meaning be just. And he said to Rasulullah, be fair. Rasulullah said, why haq? Woe to you, do you think I am not fair? If I am not fair in this world, who is fair? And they said, you are giving these gifts not for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How arrogant is that person, okay? And the Rasulullah said that the one in the heaven, that Allah is talking about Allah, that Allah trusts me and you are not trusting me with the gifts. Allah has his trust with me. He sent me as a prophet and I am giving it according to his rule, and you are saying you are not trust me. And obviously Umar radhiyallahu was there, and as you all know that Umar radhiyallahu was the person, he is the Umar, and he came to Rasulullah, he said, Ya Rasulullah, give me permission, I'll chop his head off. How dare he is talking to you like that? Then Rasulullah, no, let him go, because I don't want to be have the thing that people say that Rasulullah killed his own companion because he claiming to be a Muslim. So he left. Rasulullah let him go. But then Rasulullah said, this kind of people, from his mentality, there will be a group of people and they will recite Quran so beautifully, but the Quran won't go through their throat, meaning they won't understand the Quran. Their prayer will be beautiful than your prayer, but they will pray just for the people to show. Their prayer is not gonna go to their heart. And from this mentality, these are the people that the Khawarij or the Khazarite, you say, and these are the people later on. They had the biggest fitna during the time of Usman radiallahu anhu, and they are the one who killed Ali radiallahu anhu. And still this group exists in the extremist group. They think that everything is they have to be like extreme. Like they don't follow the Quran and Sunnah. They don't have the scholar among them, but they just follow their own desire. So this is the hadith that mentioned from this one. So Rasulullah predicted that there will be a group among this kind of people among the last time of the Ummah too. And the last thing for today, the Umrah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So after this one, he put his ihram on, and when he's coming back from Hunayn back to Makkah, he did a Umrah. So this is the third Umrah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the life of Rasulullah, he did 4 Umrah. How many Umrah? 4. One of them, he didn't do the Umrah, but Allah has given it the reward. And that was the Umrah of Hudaybiyah. Because in Hudaybiyah, if you remember, all the people came from Medina. They wanted to go to do the Umrah, but Quraysh prevented them. And that's why they had the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. But Rasulullah, and all the Sahaba, most of the Sahaba was angry and everything, but Rasulullah shaved his hair. And all the Sahaba shaved their hair, and they went back to Medina. So they didn't do the Umrah, but Allah said in the Quran that Allah has given the ajr, the reward for their Umrah. And the next one was the Umratul Qada that we talked about before. So after the Hudaybiyah, when the treaty was done, Quraysh agreed that next year you can come and do your Umrah. And they came and did the Umrah. So that was the second Umrah. This is the third Umrah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the fourth one is the last one when he did the Hajj, the only Hajj that Rasulullah did. And which type of Hajj Rasulullah did? Does anyone know? Which type of Hajj? There's 3 types of Hajj. Hajj Tamattu, Hajj Kiran, Hajj Ifrad. Which type of Hajj Rasulullah did? Kiran. Yes, Rasulullah did the Kiran. The Kiran Hajj means that he did in one Ihram, he did the Hajj and Umrah in one Ihram. So this is this type of Hajj. So that was his last Umrah. So in his lifetime he did 4 Umrah. 3 is physically, and 1 he did try to do, but Allah has given him the reward. So inshallah ta'ala we'll finish it here, and from next week we'll go to the next event of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And jazakallahu khair, subhanakallahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.